across to the students when the curriculum has been given to them. Some kind of a purposeful, progressive outcomes has to be given to them, and it has to have a strong positive improvements in the educational systems. A student really expects a lot from us. A student is more competent than us at this age because of his digitalization concept. He can browse everything. Then why is coming to us in terms of learning something? He should have done everything on his own hand. He has the power to learn everything on his own, self learning. But he comes to us because if we give something different, if we give something unique, if we give some innovative, and a very strong levels of understanding in a practical front is for what purpose this person, the student comes across to us. And that is possible only if we keep on altering, amending, and rectifying the way that we teach according to the standardized curriculum, or we get a chance to upgrade and change and alter the curriculum. We should try thinking from that perspective. Moving further, on the grounds with regards to some features of curriculum development. When you're trying to develop a particular curriculum, just like what was Sir said initially, like let's have a let's take a holistic perspective from every stakeholders of the institutions and the education systems. Let's not talk about from one angle. Let's not talk about that only it is applicable for students. So let's talk about and develop a curriculum from a student perspective. No, it's a very broad scope. It's a very broad horizon. And we need to understand that a curriculum development should give benefit to all the stakeholders. How do we do it? It is something that we need to sit, analyze, introspect, research, study, and then we can try giving up the holistic aspects of curriculum development. It is continuous in nature. It cannot happen that once you have developed a curriculum, that's it. No. I would say the curriculum has to be altered, amended, and being flexible. Now, this one of the modules that I've built up for one of the college, we have completely changed the parameter. Earlier, it was 60-40. That means 60 marks the student will have to write down the exam and 40 marks the student goes on for projects. We changed it. We tilted. I said, let the student write 40 marks paper because we don't want to give importance to that 40 marks on the paper. We want to give more practical implications and for which we put up a 60 marks project. We gave up a complete 60 marks live client working. We got in the clients and they're working on the clients. So 3 months continuously working on the client to get the exposure about what the subject on a theoretical ground, on a practical front. When it comes to curriculum, it definitely needs to upgrade it from a holistic perspective of societal developments. And it should give an answers to WH, what, when, where, why, who, how much. It has to give, your WH question has to be in your mind. Why are you putting that particular content? Why are you putting that particular concept? What is that particular outcome of the models? What is the insight of the theoretical perspective? All has to be understood before putting up those kinds of components in your curriculum. And it is inside out or outside in approach. Let's go beyond the walls. Let's try taking a practical. Let's try talking about from a bigger perspective. I'm not saying that classroom learning is not necessary. It is necessary, but in a certain proportionate component. Don't always go on the grounds with regards to a theoretical. Class will get bored and fatigue. And you need to have a strong teaching learning processes, a very strong teaching learning processes. Now also on this digital platform, um, there are students who I really tell them to appreciate. I really appreciate them when they talk, they discuss, they analyze. I have tell them in the first go only that it's not that I am teaching and you are listening. That means whatever I say, it's done. That's the pattar ki lakir. No, you need to understand, you need to introspect, you have your own thoughts, you have your own views, you have your own opinions, and you can go in the levels of discussions with me. And they go out for discussion. They're saying it is definitely an important parameters that we need to have a two-way levels of communication than a one-way levels of communications. And on that grounds, a curriculum development should take place. Something which allows people for expressing, something that allows people to put in their thought process and view to it. If you see some kind of statistics, if you, the whole statistics will talk about that this is 2014 statistics of statistics area which I gotten across, that country is facing great skill shortages. India being the second most country which really have a strong shortages towards the skill development. We need to push in some more skill based teaching learning. We need to put in some more efforts that how a student, even a graduate, can have its own livelihood on being something different, something unique, something creative when he gets in a particular kind of a job. And that's something which on the ground of these statistics, we need to build up the levels of development on a skill-based learning. It's more about a skill-based learning. It's more about a practical levels of learning on the curriculum. Let your curriculum have a purpose and goals to it. You should know that why that particular curriculum has been built up. What is the reason on this curriculum? What is the whole outcome of this particular curriculum? That's what we talk about, the outcome versus the unit outcome versus the course outcome, the program outcome versus the course outcome. And there is a mapping system that has been done. It takes time, but that's fine. If it's taking time, but at least the outcome is going to be strong when it comes to mapping systems. Get in the levels of continuous assessments and improvements in the qualities of curriculum. If you get a chance, do something different, do something innovative, do something uniqueness to allow the pupil to learn in something strong. Let's have a rational sequence, a thinking learning perspective from both angles. Everyone have to think, and it is not like a one-way kind of a communication. It has to be a two-way levels of communication. But the pupil should tell us that, why, what is the meaning of this? What is the reason as to why are we learning it? And we always have a discussion too. We ensure that there is a level of discussion on those topics, and we try building up the discussions to get the insights of the topic. Get a strong strategy of executing. You need to build up a strong strategy. Now, a simple example in my ethics paper, which I take for masters, I had a simple example, and the example that came in across, and we had a nice deep discussion on this. The example was, if Ratan Tata goes out in his car, he wants to have his breakfast. He goes down to Taj and he orders a cup of tea with a breakfast. Now there was a question. The question that came in from my side to the student is, what do you think? Do you think Ratan Tata should try paying for the bill, what he ordered in, or do you think he should not pay for the bill? And there was a discussion. There was a discussion that yes, he should pay. There was a discussion, no, he should not pay. And there was this line which was drawn across on the aspects of ethical dimensions to it, core competencies to it. So that's how the whole concept was being beautifully explained with the help of the live examples. Get a learning experiences. You need to pick up certain concepts which can really give you to execute and roll out in a very practical and a very example kind of a learning base. That's how you develop your curriculum. That's how you ensure that the development comes up so strong over there. This was a very nice global example. So I picked up this particular example as well. There was a shortfall with regards to the tourism industry sector in one of the country. Now, when there was a shortfall of terms of tourism industry, there was a downfall in the tourism industry. There was an outcome to know that how do I try building up a tourism industry and what I should try doing in to upgrade my tourism industry. The whole concept of the president was such that they picked up the entire module of tourism industry, the booming of tourism industries into the curriculum. And with the help of a curriculum learning of tourism industry, tourism grown. That is something which we need to understand. Find out the gaps, find out the issues, find out the challenges, find out the loopholes, and try to find out how do I try placing those kind of gaps into my curriculum so that at least I can try cover up those levels of gaps. We use the concept of mentor-mentee. We use the concept of asking the students with regards to what do they feel there is an issue, and then with the help of those insights, we try finding of the gaps and we try incorporating to it. That is something which is lacking. That is something which we feel that we don't connect to any of the stakeholders and we build up the curriculum on our own. No, we need to understand that we talk to people, we understand people with different stakeholders to see what do they feel the whole industry should be and what do they think that the whole outcome could be built up a strong filling up gap solutions. And that's how we try building it up, the whole aspects to it. Something on the aspects of retail. Okay, example on the grounds of retail. I said, I do have a subject on retail management. So I allowed students to go in their stores, try finding out what do they think about it, about the store, what are the plus points, what are the minus points, come back and go in the levels of discussions. And that exactly kind of a discussion helps us to execute the curriculum in a better way. There was a gap which really made me understand to help to tell them that what are the insights of retail and how do we try filling up those levels of gaps. A very nice practical understanding about finding of the gaps and then executing in your curriculum. Now, when I talk about some principles, a very small understanding on two specific questions on the whole principles of curriculum development. What should we teach and what should be the content of education? Firstly, we should answer to this question. We should really answer to ourselves when we're trying to build up the curriculum or when we are part of executing a curriculum. How do I teach? What should I teach? And what should I try bringing out something different on the table? What different, what unique, what creative I should be when it comes down to building up a curriculum and executing the curriculum. And how do we organize it, and how should we go ahead in terms of teaching? If we know the answers in a well-planned manner, if we are very clear about what we and how are we going to execute those insights, it is going to give a difference towards a subject, towards a teaching, learning, and obviously students will then get more practical understanding towards a particular subject of teaching. But firstly, we should answer to this question. We should be different, we should be unique, we should be creative when it comes to executing. And it always happens. You'll always try noticing that some faculties, the class will be filled with students, and some faculties, the class will be completely empty. Try to introspect what is the reason as to why the class is empty, not that much filled with students compared to the class which is really filled up with students. There must be difference. See, obviously, all of us would be specialized in their own specific areas and platforms. But we need to understand that what is the whole insights behind this situation. What makes the pupil get into a class and what makes the pupil not get into the class? And how do I try executing it in a different way so that the pupil who was a nerdy student who can come down towards my class and get into levels of teaching and learning? So the answer of what and how and these two questions is something which we need to answer before we go in terms of developing a curriculum or executing a curriculum. Some couple of principles of curriculum. Okay, talking about give the experience to the student. Get the students understand a new, innovative, and creative way of dealing across the subject. Let the curriculum be built up not from an only academic perspective, but from a very practical perspective. Now, there's something which is very strong that's coming up is something with regards to CSR. Corporate social responsibility is the happening concept in academics in one of the papers, and we are really focusing strong on CSR. How CSR is really playing an important role, and how do companies need to incorporate a CSR so that the student who wants to get into ethics, who wants to go into a CSR building for the organizations, should know the practicality implications of CSR. They are only a theoretical perspective. Let's try to adjust the curriculum from child-based perspective. Let's try to mold and modify the curriculum from a practical based perspective. Let's try to see how beautifully we can try designing and we can try executing what the opposite party wants to listen on that particular topics. And that is something which is the need of an hour, very much need of an hour. Let's be creative. Let's have a strong conversation with strong levels of creativity. Let's not be boredom, fatigue, and let's not say that mera kaam hai, main aake sikha ke chala jaunga. I care a damn whether the kids are listening or they're not listening. Trust me, there are all common words that has now come up on this online platform. I always tell my kids, are you there? Are you listening? Are you being visible? Am I visible? Am I audible? And I tell them very clearly, there's no hard feelings to anyone. If you really feel that you are feeling sleepy, don't log in. Just don't log in. If you feel that you have an emergency and urgent work, log in, listen to us, then unlog. But if we give them, if this is something which I do, I say we don't want attendance. To be very honest, we just don't want attendance. We want a good quality way of teaching, learning that has to be dealt across, and automatically the attendance will start flowing in. We have to be a little flexible. We should have a strong levels of modifications of discussions about various topics. One more example. Okay, this was an happening burning case in one of my media class, and I had this discussion in one of my lectures. I said, what was the case between a Sebamed and Dove? Okay, there was a big controversy that took place between Sebamed and Dove with regards to a pH level. I told them, you do a study, do a research. I'm giving you some timelines. Complete the research and come back and let's have a debate to it. And we had a levels of debate on the whole media analytics and media crisis and on marketing. And that's how there was the whole gamut of studying a concept in a practical way. Let's try to unfold the new things that we can try giving it across to the students. Let's be a little flexible. Let's be a little strong in terms of giving something unique in the curriculums. Principles of utility. Use as much as possible your activities. Use as much as possible your examples. Use as much as possible to make your curriculum more exclusive. more different, more unique. When I talk about a curriculum, it actually changed the entire personality of an individual. We have to think from a personality change and alteration perspective, because he's the one, or he or she is the one, who really tried to execute the way of what we have learned, what we have taught in the class, and that's how they're trying to execute it. That's something that even we did it, right? Just now in the first example, I just told you about that activity, and I told that, draw a sun, draw a tree, and draw a house. And I said this is something that has been executed by us, by our teachers who have taught us. See, if we give the same thing to the kid is going to express the way that has been executed by the teacher on him or her. So if you be different, if you try being unique, if you try being creative on the kid will definitely have a unique, innovative, and creative way of expressing it. And that's how it forms the character of an individual. That's how he becomes unique, he becomes innovative, and he's definitely going to pick up strong in the lines of employability over anyone else. Let's have a strong mental disciplines and social fulfillment. Now, when I talk about a mental discipline, I say it's like devotion, dedications, and determination. The three D's what I talk about. If you feel that you see, we all crib about it. Very honestly, I do crib about it. I don't get time. I'm not able to execute the way that I'm supposed to execute. There's something which is lacking behind it, and I'm busy with some other things, and because of which my work is to come deliver and go. Sometimes we also try sitting yourself and try analyzing that, did you give justice towards what you wanted to give it? Did you really wanted to deliver the way that was supposed to be delivered by you? Let's have a strong devotion, determination, and dedication, that if you're not in the frame of mind, you're just not in the frame of mind. And then in that case, just don't try to drag it only for the heck of it, that you're supposed to deliver it. There's no problem in taking up a pause. Trust me, the students will definitely understand. And they will try to support you on the ground, like, sir, let's try doing take a break for 10 minutes, take a break for 15 minutes, and then start up something different. But get into a level of strong mental discipline that this is the way that I have my homework, I have my lesson plans with me, and I have to just execute the way that I have thought about it. If it is not happening, take a pause, try picking up another topic which could be delivered in that particular zone, and complete that particular topic, and then you come back to the topic where you're giving a justifications towards what and how you're supposed to deliver. Let's connect to a community life to it. Let's have a productive way of teaching learning. Let's take that learning in a more practical and a fun base. If you take up a learning in a more practical and fun base, it will definitely create the whole gamut of a benefit to people and the community and in the society at large. Principles of training for leisure. Okay, that's what I told you about. Activities, extracurricular activities, co-learning. And it's absolutely no wrong. Absolutely. I've seen faculties will have some kind of grudge that if somebody is pinpointing on a new thing, on a new topic, and then you think, how the hell this person is teaching me? I know more than this person. And always have an open windows. I just told you that, let's learn something from the others as well. And learning is something that is never ending. I always tell my kids, if see, I may be not that strong in technology on social media platform compared to you guys. So you guys tell me how to go about it with regards to all social media pages. And how does it works for you? Show me, teach me. I'll execute the way that you guys are teaching me, and I'll try to execute the way in that form. Get in that co-curriculum and extracurriculum levels of your curriculums. Let's have a correlation. Why are we studying this? What are the reason behind it? What is the outcome behind it? Let's try to combine a practical to theory. Let's take it up more seriousness towards how do I bridge the gap between the corporate expectation versus the academic expectation. It's like a campus to corporate journey. It's a journey where the corporate really requires something different, something unique, something innovative, and that's something which you have to train the kids to get the best of the best out from them to deliver in their corporate lives. It's completely a journey. There is a gap. There's a super big gap between the expectations of the corporate towards the pupil and what are we trying to develop the kids. There is a big gap, and we need to understand from the corporate perspective on the levels of expectations of them towards our pupil. Moving next on the whole process of developing the curriculum. But the whole process of developing a curriculum will come up with some steps, with some guidelines, with some parameters. Try finding out the need, diagnose the levels of need. What is the requirement? After you try diagnosing the levels of need, formulate those kind of specific objectives to cover up those needs. Get the right content. It will take time to get and selecting the right content, but get the best of the best content. Organize the content in a proper manner. What will come first, second, third, fourth? It's like a funnel. So from a broader spectrum perspective to a very narrow spectrum perspective. Select a good learning experience. What I'm going to give out from them. Get a strong learning experiences to the pupils as well. Try evaluating. Every time try evaluating with asking questions, getting in the projects, getting into assignments, getting into into normal way of discussion as an extempo, getting the form of a case studies. I do a lot of case studies with my kids. So I tell them this is what the situation is. You have to execute the outcome from this particular situation. Give me the outcomes. So then they try to implement the theoretical concepts to a practical aspect to it, and then build up checking balances and sequences. Where was wrong and how do I try filling up the gaps? If you take these steps in your developing curriculum or you execute any specific kind of curriculum, it will really make a difference. And it's not like only I or you. I say all of us, if we can come together on those common grounds, on those common platforms, and try to impart something different and unique in the education systems, it will definitely bring out a change. It's definitely going to bring out a change. Before we go to the next part of common curriculum development models, I want to put you across as one of the videos. Again, a very strong level of video, which really gives an understanding about telling the audience that how a learning has taken a next aspects of learning and how this thing has really built up a strong benefit to views to see how the learning is taking place in a different way. So it's all about learning. It's all about how do you think learning can take place. Just like how individuals are, say how even animals have the aspects of learning to be different, to be unique over here. So that's what the video will talk about over here. Just give me 1 minute to explain this video. It's not visible so far, right? Is it visible?
Not yet, sir.
No? Okay. Is it visible now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just have a look at this video. Very beautiful way of expressing learning and how different way of learning can take place over here.
Oh no, someone can't do it.
Look
So
at the
these
one that
wonderful
made it.
videos, can you share with us?
Oh.
Yes, sir. Let's just have a look at it. I'll definitely share the video.
Yes, sir.
Look at that. Oh my god. Oh, they're trying so hard.
Should we help them?
No. Look, they're giving up. That mom better come down the stairs.
Oh, they'll figure it out.
Look. Oh.
It's like a video game.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Check it. Just people gonna come by and say they're proof for
Then they're gonna get scared. I feel like being far away is better. I get a view of all of them. Oh, they're doing it. Look at them. Some of them. Maybe she's just gonna leave them. the last. There we go. Last one. Oh, go on. Oh. She knows. How cute is that? Yay!
Okay, let's take up the outcome of this video. Can I say there was what did you find about this video? What was the whole outcome for this video? Anyone?
Everyone can attain the success.
Yes. Point number one is that. Point two. Can I say?
And
I'm sorry.
Consistency is the key to success.
Yes, it is. Point number three.
Observation can get very easily success.
Yes. Point number four. Can I say the pupil cannot be all on the same page? Can I say some of them are active learners, some of them are passive learners? True. But can I say we have to mold our curriculum in such a way that we have to have a blended learning from an active learner perspective to a passive learner perspective? True. Everyone has a different skill set. Everyone has got a different viewpoints. Everyone has got a different way of expressing. Can I say we have to take all those things together when we're trying to execute a strong levels of curriculum development? What say?
sir, in this context, if you say they all have the same task, only the mother is waiting or they're giving a space. So if they had given enough space, everyone can attain. So no need to change the curriculum. Even you can fix the curriculum the same, but you can give some ample time.
Correct. But at the
If
same time,
possible.
sir, but can I say at the same time, sir, if you try noticing the duckling was trying to give directions to people how to go about it to keep on climbing the steps. Can I say some maybe climb quicker, some may take time to climb. But can I say this is something which you have to change your strategies in terms of expressing. You have to
They
change-
showed me one day future learners. We should not say they are dull or weak. So definitely one or other day, definitely they reach to escalate into the greater heights along with the other active students.
True. At the same time, also now this is something. Can I say we could also be a contributor towards the success? Can we become a contributor towards the success? See, we have to mold a curriculum in that way where everyone, maybe active or maybe a passive learner, can try inculcating the habit of building up a strategy to be something different, to be unique, to be innovative, and try to express the way they want to express in their respective fields. Your teaching, your syllabi might be same, but can I say a syllabi should be altered, amended, and executed in a different way to the pupil, where at least the pupil will able to understand the way the pupil has got the capacity to understand and execute in a more better way. The direction has to be given by us.
Sir, in the later stage, so can we say that all they have the equal capability then?
Yes, absolutely, sir. The capabilities cannot be judged on the basis of an individual, sir. The capabilities are being judged on the basis of the performance of how they grasp it and how they execute it.
So for example, in this case, for example, the steps, let us say the steps can be designed till the height in different heights. For example, suppose here the height is 10 inches means, let us have the steps like 6 inches little and 7 inches little, 8 inches little, like that. In that case, obviously, each bird might reach the height in a easier time. But the end, of course, they reach the height. But can we say that all the expected personality, they're reaching it? Perhaps they're all reaching the height.
Their respective goals, their respective objectives. It's just like we have to try balancing things. It's just like we have to try to get it executed in a different way for different people.
No, what Dr. Bala means is having a customized assessment.
Yes, that's what I'm going to talk about. That might be at the later stage, they might have a common height of 10 inch of a particular step. But can I say for them to reach to a 10 inch of a step, can I say we have to make them prepared from first to second to third to fourth to fifth to sixth to 10, so that at least they'll be able to execute the way we want them to execute with their specializations. We have to alter our teaching learning in that way. the designing of a teaching learning on a curriculum would be built up in that way.
Sir, already the student already escalated or reached to the destination first. So they feel bored, no, sir, waiting for the other students to come into that level. And these people time will get wasted, no, sir. That means it will get wasted, no, sir.
Correct, but I'm not telling you that the student should wait for the others to come to that particular position. I said we have to get ourselves altered and amended and changed, and we have to design the curriculum from the perspective of an active and a slow learning perspective. We have to execute the learning in such a way. Our delivery of our sessions should be in such a way that the active learners who are very prompt in terms of grasping and should not get bored when I'm trying to get to the nitty-gritties of explaining the concept. And the slow learners should not get bored because if I'm going to a very high-end way of delivering a session. We have to balance our way of delivering in such a way that both are gelled together like a beam balance for us. And this is possible. And this is when we're trying to execute it, when we're trying to develop also a curriculum, we have to consider from the balance perspective to not just going one-sided or going completely active side or going completely to a passive side. We have to, it's a blended way of learning what we do. It's a blended way of executing is what we need to do. It's a helping hand concept what we're doing. That's what we use the word mentor mentee. That's the reason what we try talking about is like, forming of groups in such a way that when we give assignments and projects and presentations, I don't tell my students to form your groups because they will definitely form a group according to their mindset, people and their friends and all. And so let's break the barrier. Let's try forming a group in such a way where there is a combination of multiple people with different personalities and coming in form and getting into a form of a group, so that at least there will be a levels of improvement among themselves. And then you give a helping hand to them, super. Then you try executing in a better way, super. But the whole idea behind it was that even a person reaching to 1% of an height, my objective is achieved. Now, this is my observation. This is my understanding. Lot of colleges say, oh, we have toppers from the university. Okay, we have got toppers from the university with rank 1 with 98%, 99%. But I have a question to those kinds of university. The first question is your intake of those students are always at 90 plus. If you get across the same person as topper, you're not achieved anything. But a pupil or a student who have got with 40 intake and he goes to 50, 55 in his graduation, can I say the contribution towards that pupil done by you in your curriculum was more better compared to the pupil who already was at 95, gets 98? Does it make most? I always have this question in my mind. I always tell this to all the faculties who come and talk to me on this ground. Oh, that college gets a toppers. I said, I understand that college gets a topper. That college gets a topper. Why don't you understand the intake of that particular pupil when he came inside that particular institute? What kind of difference? What kind of additional component have you given? And the person was anyway was at one of the most highest percentage when he took an admission in that institute. But why don't we talk about the contribution that you have made to a person who was at 40, 45, and you made him across to 50, 55 in his post till his graduation? Was there a contribution that we made it towards the developing of that particular pupil? And that is, and see, the syllabus will be same. I also must be teaching to the same in that college where there is no topper, and somebody else would have been teaching in the same college when there is a topper. It's only the way of executing. It's only the way of how you try to mold yourself in terms of teaching in a more better way. Maybe the person, I'm not saying that person may not be taking up the extra efforts to teach to a 98% student. But can I say there would be a different ways of teaching in a more practicalities, which we have to adapt it in such a way that that practical component could be altered, amended, considering because I am teaching close to a 45 percentage wala student ko. It would be a different. But at least that person will be a remarkable difference once he gets a graduate degree. I'm telling you, currently I've told all my students, 2019 batch, 2020 batch, 2021 batch as well. I said, you have a tag, which is a never ending tag of COVID-19 batch. Now, when you go for an interview, the interviewers know that it's a COVID-19 batch and they're not interested in your mark sheets. They're just not interested for your mark cards. Everyone knows everyone gets an O grade. Everyone gets 75 on 75. What matters is what projects, what assignments, what kind of life work that have you done in your practical component that makes you different when you're going in the market with your portfolios to tell audience that this is what I've done. Everyone, सबको मैं बोलता है आजकल इवन वो ड्रॉप आउट वाले को भी 75 में से 75 मिल रहा है, लास्ट बेंच वाले को भी 75 में से 75 मिल रहा है. So what is a big amount, big number gain that is there? They know more how to crack the exam than we giving and attempting and making the question paper for them. They know how to copy. And it has just been that, okay, you anyways is going to give an MCQ, finish up with the MCQs. But your projects will be your portfolios. And your portfolios will help you to get your specialization when you're going in for an interview. That is something which we have to hammer on. That is something that we need to push to way of teaching learning towards in the curriculum. That is something which we all, it's not that we don't do it, we do it, but we are not being so focused on what we are supposed to do. We always in a hurry to complete the syllabi as per the timeline. That even sometimes even happens to me as well. But sometimes I say nothing doing. Extra lectures रहेगा, लेने दो. Extra timelines रहेगा, लेने दो. But I will have to make it understand in a different way. And that is how the holistic aspect comes in on developing a curriculum. Now, some common curriculum development models is what we're going to talk about over here. The first model that we talk about on curriculum development, is it got hanged or something like that? Okay, first aspect is subject center. Now, I should not deviate when I'm trying to build up a curriculum or when I'm trying to execute a curriculum. Absolutely no, I'm not trying to deviate it. I will stick to that particular spectrum which was been given to me by my universities, by the boards. But the curriculum which has been given to me, I have to be different in terms of doing something towards the curriculum or towards the subject in a different way. Just like I told you about showing a Shark Tank for entrepreneurs, management subject, telling the people to go to the retail store to come and teach across to when I teach across retail to them. Let's be subject centered. That is something which you can't change it because that's obviously given by the boards. But you need to be different when it comes on to handling across the curriculum in a different form. It's more about a skill, it's more about the knowledge. It's more about the pressure, it's more about the stress. And that's what we need to give it. That's what I tell them it's a board meeting presentation. How are you going for a boardroom presentations? You go for it. But you have to give them the outlines. You have to tell them that this is what I'm expecting from you guys to come out with this particular presentation. Get into more skill-based levels of teaching learning. And that is what we need to do. Second, learner center. We need to understand that more than we, it is they who is going to go and face the interview. If they are the ones who are going to be in the market. We need to understand that what is the outcome that they are supposed to get from it. Get them to their goals, get them to their needs. Understand their learning style. Just like I told you, every student is different. And every student is different. You need to understand from their perspective. Some may be ordinary learners, some may be a visual learner, some may be a slow learner, some may be on a combinations of both. So we need to tackle ourselves in delivering, you tackle ourselves in curriculums. We just can't finish it up. We just can't say that, okay, if you are listening, you're listening. If you're not listening, get lost. No, I would say even a backbencher for me is a person who can excel in its goals once he steps out of the industry, from the classrooms. And that is something which we have to ask them. What do they want to learn from us? What do they want to hear from us? What do they want to get something new, innovative and creative way from us? And there's nothing wrong in terms of asking them. Trust me, there's nothing wrong in terms of asking them that what kind of learning styles or what kind of faculty do you want? I always start with that. What kind of faculty do you want? What do you want me? What is their expectation towards me and the subject? And then let's have a common wavelength, let's have a common platform and then deliver. That will create a strong insights. That's another strong levels of model. Problem center. Now, there's a lot of collaboration that we have to do, a lot of innovation that we have to do. We need to go little beyond the capacity of a theoretical base, a textbook base. Try finding out the problems, try finding out what could be the real life situations, how could I try expressing a real life level of situations, and how do I make it more practical. Let's be little strong in terms of collaborating between the student and the teacher. Let's learn a lot of things from them. At the same time, let they also learn a lot of things from us. It is a win-win situation for both of us. It's definitely a win-win situation. Now, something on different fields. There are some examples which I've given it across, some different curriculum developments in different fields. So there are a couple of fields of finance. Now, suppose if we're dealing with in finance, I love this concept. Okay, maybe it may not work in India, but it's a very beautiful concept that I got it across, and I said let's try showing it across. Tie-ups, okay, collaborations. See now, an external body is coming up to do a tie-up with the institutions to get in the hands-on experience of finance on kids. Here you can also do something with regards to giving across annual reports, giving across balance sheets in the field of finance of any of the companies, and tell them to try to introspect it. Tell them to go ahead with regards to analyzing it. Tell them to go into finding out ratios. Tell them to go in finding out some kind of policies in finance which they have built up. You give them, if you give them, no, trust me, they will do more better than what way of expressing that you have to do it, and they will do a fab job. But you have to support them. You have to be with them throughout in mentoring them in the way that you're supposed to get them to do it. They will really, they have that potential, they have the power, and they will do little out of the box way of thinking. Second example on marketing. Okay, I'll give you one example. When I was teaching consumer behavior on marketing, it was a 3-hour session for me for my master's program. Okay, there were 7 people in total with that master's program that I had in. I gave them the first insights about the whole theoretical perspective, what is a consumer behavior. The next half of the session, I actually put them to market. Now, this is something which you can't do it for a class of big 40, 50, 60 students. But I did it for a small batch like this, 7, 8 students. I told them you have to go out in the market, and it was hot summer. I told them go out in the market. You try finding out the behavioring pattern of the nearby vicinity with regards to their likes, their dislikes, their needs, their wants, their demands, their preference, and come back, build up the model and show it to me about the nearby vicinity's buying behavior. Now, this I did it because it was a small batch. Talk about digital marketing, talk about SEOs, talk about SEMs, talk about how blogs and articles are now playing an important role for the companies to put in on social media platforms. They're more stronger on digital platforms. Companies have taken up their positions on digital platforms, and you have to train those kinds of students to get in the hands-on experience in digitals. They're always there on Insta, they're always there on Snap, they're always there on Facebook, they're always there on LinkedIn, they're always there on Twitter. Take their hobbies and tell them to convert it across in a practical way. That would give hands-on experience to kids. Third, HR. I have this couple of friends of mine who is working into the HR. They are saying they're very clearly defined. They're saying, Vinkesh, even if the students are coming in, we have got our own rounds of interviews. They've built up their own rounds of interviews. They said, we are not interested in any of the mark cards. We have just, the mark card is just a degree. What matters to us is we really want the students and pupils to come to go the rounds of interviews that we are setting it up. So at least we can get the right pupil for our work, which is matching up our descriptions and specifications. It's more about a skill-based learning. It's more about being the best in that area. And nobody else can try touching that area apart from you. My friends tells me on those grounds, like, Rinkesh, it's just a degree. COVID batch ka to baat hi mat karna. We're just not interested for the mark cards. We have more insights towards putting them on under our rounds of interviews and then picking up the right ones. See, it's the entire way of how you need to handle people, how you're going to tackle people. We have these kinds of departments in our classrooms with regards to taking in interviews, giving interviews, resume building, resume writing. See, it's how the pupil might not sell itself for a job, but your content on your resumes, on your profiles will definitely help them to sell it across into a job. I tell them, don't make Facebook accounts, make LinkedIn accounts. If you try making up LinkedIn accounts, you'll be able to see, and people will be able to connect to you to get across people for your jobs. And this is how we impart practicalities, exposures to the students. Now, couple of insights on employability skills. Definitely, it attracts a lot of young bloods. It definitely have a lot of strong insights on doing something different, doing something innovative, and trying to be the best in their own specializations. I'm not saying that they should be jack of all. I would say let's have a master of one. Let's have a master of one. And that one is something which you will make different to yourself compared to anyone else. Let's have a strong level of skills. Let's have the basic insights of all the skills, but one skill, it is your skill that makes you different and unique. Let's have an open access of informations and trying to help on the grounds in such a way that I will have to keep on developing. And there is nothing that, just like we told about the aspects of impossibilities. No, it's if you feel that you're good at it, pursue it. If you feel that you have the capacity and caliber for a particular student who feels in, try to shape that thing. And that's how the student will really be the best in that area. Some more UNESCO's talks about on those statistics. Okay, when I talk about employability skills on curriculum effectiveness, see the levels of, on the left side, we'll talk about the 3 strong levels of skills: problem solving, critical thinking, innovation, and creativity. Ability to deal with complexity and ambiguity, and communication. Strong levels of skills that is really missing. And we need to build up those skills. You have to attack on those kind of skills in our curriculum for our students. Integrate strong aspects of a blended learning. Get out of the classroom and get in the levels of practical learning. Let's get into more specialization way of learning. And there is a shortfall of talent shortages. We do have a lot of shortfalls of skill-based learning. We do have a shortfalls of people who are not that strong in their technical aspects of what they are doing. So we need to try introspecting those areas, those insights, and we have to ensure that we reach to that position. And I would say it's not difficult. Trust me, if all of us come up on a common page and all of us have that credentials that we should do something different and unique for the kid, to whichever kid that we're teaching in, it will definitely create an insight. It definitely holds up a weightage. It'll definitely try creating a strong sense that kids will remember you, कि sir, तुमने सिखाया था, हमने अभी भी काम. Yeah, couple of days back only, yesterday also, students called and saying, sir, we still remember the way that it was being executed and we have a practical understanding about what you taught us. Initially, we were cribbing, but then we now realize the importance of how it was being dealt across in a practical way. And that even I don't even know the kid. Years back, the kids are calling in, and that's the beauty of way of you delivering it across. Okay, one video. I think so. You guys must have, all of you must have seen this video of that KBC. Have you seen the video of that KBC? The video of that the professor who's telling that I'm also a warrior and we should also are the frontline warriors. You people have seen that video? That video was seen by you? Anyone by any chance have seen the video? And I love that video. It was very nicely presented video. And it definitely, we are a very strong contributors towards the community and society.
40 मिनट की क्लास के लिए टीचर को 4 घंटे.
You have seen that video? Or should I play that video to have a look at that video?
No, we have gone.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
This video you have seen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, it had come on WhatsApp.
Beautiful.
Amitabh Bachchan.
Lovely. See, that's what we should also, she's like, she's expecting that, we all have to be, we are all frontline warriors and we should also try getting the levels of respect, because behind people at the front line, we are the ones who actually are the contributors for them to be at that particular position, right? I'm not even saying 100%, but I'm saying 0.00001% contributors are we also as one of the contributors to the frontline warriors who are actually fighting it. And if we be different, if we be unique, if we deliver something creative, definitely it's going to have a strong impact. Definitely it's going to build up a strong outcomes towards the work that we are being appointed and deployed to. Okay, now this is one video. It was not in my mind right now. It just striked in because I'm just trying to put this video. Never thought about it. I'm going to put this video, but I want to put this video right now. Everyone must have heard about or have listened to the song called as Dil Chahta Hai wala song, जाने क्यों लोग प्यार करते हैं? Have you seen that? Have you listened to that song of Dil Chahta Hai?
No.
No? Okay. Now there is
Yes,
this one
sir.
particular okay, now this is one song of Dil Chahta Hai movie. And this song, I'm just going to try doing some alteration to the song. Okay, now the alteration of the song that is coming up is there is wherever you find the word called as pyar, okay, wherever you find the word pyar, in whichever lyrics, whichever statement that you get the word pyar, you convert the word pyar, you change the word pyar, we're dropping the word pyar, and we are putting the word called as padai. We using the word padai. Huh? Now, जब भी प्यार आएगा ना, उसको तुम लोग just replace that word of pyar to the word padai and see what is the whole outcome of the song that comes in. Okay, I'm going to play this first. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and just change this and see what outcome comes in. Let us finish listening to the song and then we'll come up.
जाने क्यों लोग प्यार करते हैं, जाने क्यों वो किसी पे मरते हैं, जाने क्यों लोग प्यार करते हैं, जाने क्यों वो किसी पे मरते हैं, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों। प्यार में सोचिए तो बस हम है, प्यार में जो सितम भी हो कम है, प्यार में सर झुकाना पड़ता है, दर्द में मुस्कुराना पड़ता है, जहर क्यों जिंदगी में भरते हैं, जाने क्यों लोग प्यार करते हैं, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों, जाने क्यों।
प्यार बिना जिंदगी रखा क्या है, प्यार जिसको नहीं वो तन्हा है,
Okay.
Amazing.
How did you find this? Just one word and the whole meaning of the song gets changed. True?
Fantastic, sir. Fantastic.
So this is what, no, see, this is what we need to understand, that just a small blender. Okay, just let's try altering a little bit, and from the way that we want to perform in, so that at least we'll be different, we'll be unique towards what we want to give it across to our pupils. And that's the whole concept, that every one of us, every one of us should really try to put an effort. It's not that, trust me, it's not that we don't put an effort. We definitely try putting up an effort, but our effort should definitely be so strong, so unique, so innovative, that it really gives up a strong benefits to understand what are we trying to give it. And that's something which we need to do it. If we don't do it, it's going to be a problem. And it's not a rocket science. Every one of us can try doing it. It's just like, how do we try to present it? How do we try to execute it? How do we try to alter and amend it is what we need to do. If we do it, no, trust me, your whichever batch of people that you're teaching in, they will definitely remember your way and your style of teaching, and they'll somewhere in the line they will remember you. And because they're executing in a different way. That's the whole aspect of building up the whole curriculum development. That's the whole aspect of how unique, how innovative, and how creative you could be. Initially the levels of pain will be there, but once you're in the flow, no, trust me, this is going to be a beautiful journey of a strong learning experience that you get in across from your profession, that in which profession you are. That's something which we individual as professors, as the frontline warriors have to understand. And trust me, it was this, I always show this particular video to my kids for any of the session that I go for training, and the outcome is really different. They really enjoy the way that, only one word is tweaked and the whole gamut changes. That's the curriculum aspect which we have to understand. Ke kaunsa, in that section of curriculum, which parameters we should try changing in a very practical way, so that at least it gets more way of expressing the subject in a better way. So with this, I would love you guys to, I would love you people to help me with any of your thought process, your ideologies, and please don't say that, I'm still in the learning phase. We are still on the common platform. I can also have a lot of takeaways from your side. So please feel free to express whatever way of thought process you have towards this particular topic, and your way of understanding this particular topics and the videos. Anyone would like to go ahead with expressing your thought process? I would love to hear out from you people.
Teaching is really a great art, sir. If we know that kind of art, we can do mesmerizing things in the classroom. That is what we could understand.
True, very true. Yeah. Anyone else would like to go ahead? If you want to ask anything, you want to go ahead for any kind of discussion, any topic of Q&A which you want to go for it, please go for it.
So before going into the class, we need to be what is clear with the objective, what's supposed to be taught for the students for the particular day. So definitely we can achieve our goal.
Yeah.
And we can, what is the aesthetic sense towards the learning? Unless teacher toil and have consistency and fragrance towards the thing, we cannot expect from the students.
True, ma'am. Initially, there would be little work pressure that we have to build up, or we have little hard work that we have to do it. But once it is done, it is done. So then that flow automatically will come up to get into some more insights and more creative way of delivering your curriculum to your audiences. It's just an initial hard work that you do it, and then automatically you keep on putting icing on your hard work, so that icing becomes easy. Only to make the batter in the initial front is difficult.
Yes. Agree, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Sir, I think I'm basically from South India.
Okay.
And there are so many boards here, Matriculation, State Board, ICSE, IGCSE, and Anglo-Indians. So many things are like that. And as you say that in a classroom, of course, there are different potential persons are available in the classroom. And if there are 40 students, maybe we can divide it into maybe 3 groups or 4 groups, sometimes 5 groups or 10 groups, whatever may be, because we have like different type of intake. And I like to add only one extra concept, what they are doing in the IGCSE, the UK system, because I taught in Kuwait also. There also they have an IGCSE system, as you know. So even if there is a 10th maths or 12th maths, whatever may be, they used to differentiate into 2 levels, like the core and extended, or we can say like core and advanced. So the students, they may study the same syllabus, and they can take the exam up to the either core or extended what they want to the next level. So that they no need to all of them, they have to send to the same distance, but unfortunately we don't have in our Indian system. For example, if you think about the CBSE class 10, either they are good or not good or weak or stupid or genius, whatever may be, they have to run the same distance, and perhaps they are all not same potential, they cannot reach with the same times, and some maybe, as you say, like in education, VAK, visual, auditory, kinesthetic, some people saw they're good in the auditory, but they may not be very good in the exam writing. So those type of persons, they cannot score well. So they may have like different levels. So I think maybe you can also consider that. And most of the contents, when you are discussing, I don't know primarily which area you are focusing, either school or college or the graduation or post-graduation. I don't know about that one, because if your ideas are going to the school means, of course, the population is like the students are writing in lakhs, not in like in tens and hundreds. So they're like about the 100,000 children appearing for the examination. So I don't know how the customization will be like possible. Even the government is doing still a lot of systems revising, and even still sometimes the teachers are confusing, and parallelly, of course, they are exchanging the confusion to the students also. I remember like 4 or 5 years back when my daughter is doing the class 12 accountancy exam, the CBSE is sending a circular just a week or 10 days before the new examination pattern and the new examination of correction. Even the class first student, she started crying in the examination hall.
True.
So the people who are designing or customizing, I don't know how many years of experience and how many days they have. And the school is starting in the month of maybe June or July or August, and they're making the examination at the March or April. I don't know what they are planning for 10 months, and they are giving the confusion at the end of the week, just a week before the examination system. And of course, we have like a different colors of students, and we are confusing again and again.
No,
And,
that's
like in India, we have hundreds of universities, and even each universities have different examination pattern, different scoring pattern, and a different type of evaluation, different type of grading, and how they can run again into the common platform, and again they can show the performance.
True. That is something which is difficult, sir, to catch hold of those curriculum, but at least we can try using the concept where in whichever field we are into, we should try seeing to that there is a lot of combinations way of learning, which we can try incorporating in a more better way, in a more practical way. This is something which is not in our boundary. those university experts, those audiences who are in that particular syllabi committee, and the universities and boards really have to revamp. But then something which is not in our hand, it's not in our hand. So we just can't tell them, do this, do that. But something what is there in our hand, we can really try to inculcate different things.
Exactly. Yeah, I understand. Even only one more thing I want to add. And some days before the one law graduate, and the person finished the Master of Law ML in some particular university, and the person completed ML degree in 1 year. And when they go for the PhD admission, the university is not admitting because the ML is not in a 2-year course.
2 years.
And why this university or why the college is confusing the student and wasting their time and making a big chaotic. And the person is going to the court and making a stay, and they're delaying the admission for the other children. And the 2-year course, why they make it into 1 year, and whether they can complete the 2-year course actually in the 1 year. Supposed to be if they can do it in 1 year means why they are running the 2-year course and wasting a lot of time of the citizens and the government and the court.
True. Very true.
Agree. Thank you, Rinkesh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Balas sir. Just a few, Rinkesh, Dr. Rinkesh, is anything remained or
No, sir, I expressed the point that was being offered to me as a topic, and that's something which now it's an open forum of putting up viewpoints of the audiences as well.
Sure, sure. As we started at dot 4 o'clock, so it's our duty to close it at 6:30. That is our duty to make it possible in a desired time. Before ending the session for the day, a few things from our side. One thing that the lecture delivered by Dr. Rinkesh Chedda is beyond our expectation. Really excellent.
Thank you.
Big round of applause from him.
Thank you.
Yeah, great. He is my ex-student.
Yes.
But I am doubting about myself that these students can be possible under me.
When I was pursuing, sorry, sir, I'm just cutting you. When I was pursuing my master's, sir was the director of that institute, and he was there only. I was there only in my second year, and that's how I only met sir for a year, and that's how, you know, after 10 years, I am meeting him. Almost 6-7 months prior, I met him over the phone. We've not even met in person, but over the phone we just met him, and that's how the bond and connectivity just built up again.
Yeah, great job done, Dr. Rinkesh. Sorry, I have forgotten to use the word sir and
Yeah, what sir?
but you really deserve it. Yeah, excellent delivery of topic you have done.
Thank you, sir.
Words to express. Thank you very much. Second thing from our side, those who have completed the formality for the admission, they can go ahead for the second assignment and second lectures, which will be scheduled in the next week, same time, 4 to 6. This is second week. Those who could not able to make possible their admission, they can do it today or tomorrow, or maximum by Monday morning. They can finish the formalities for the admission. They will confirm their admission so that we can do a roll call, we can have the attendance, and provide the necessary support to them. And most importantly, what we want to do is we can allot mentors to them so that they can be properly, you know, guided. This is the second point from my side. Another 2 minutes are left before closing. I will just share one Word document. It is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. This is the process of standard process of course and development. Standard process of course design and development. I'm going to put it on the group on Monday or prior to Monday. You have to perform this activity. You have to gather the information regarding how the industry academic meet conducted, what is meant by board of studies. The details questions will come to you. Next, what is meant by academic council? What is the constitution of academic council? 3 things from our side. Come to the next one. This is the process, a standard process of designing and developing the course curriculum. Rinkesh has already briefed you everything. You have to design at least one course as per the standard format, at least one course, maybe in a finance, maybe in marketing, maybe in your respective area of specialization, maybe in geography, maybe in yoga specialty, anything what you find suitable. You have to design at least one program and submit it on our Google Classroom. So henceforth we will be connected through Google Classroom. So this is the common process of course design. It comes with the industry meet. It goes to the board of studies. Then it goes to for the review. It goes to academic council. After academic council, it will goes to the governing council. And after validation of the course by the governing council, the course will be implemented. So the entire thing is given. We'll provide the standard documents on Monday to you so that you can just go through it. You can start working on that. It is not mandatory that you should design and submit it, but we always request that you perform at your level. This is a practical oriented and skill oriented subject. So all the skills should be imbibed in yourself. So in that way, we request you to just at least try to develop one course. That's all from my side. Once again, thank you very much. Now I am waiting for another 1 minute. If you have any question, you can ask. I will close this.
Sir, I am not in the group. Which group I would like to know. And today I'm going to pay for this. And at 7:30, I promised that I would pay.
Sure,
And
sure.
one of my friend also is interested. I would like to ask her to join in this course.
Sure.
Sir,
Yeah.
Sir, I think that group has not prepared. I am
It is
not.
not prepared. No, it is not prepared. We will prepare on Monday because we
sir,
are.
a quick answer could be given to my question. This was asked to me by me to our one of the previous sessions also. But this question is like this, that today in the university system, somebody designs the curriculum, somebody sets a paper, somebody, every lecture that I am taking, my head of the department or academic monitoring committee will review it whether I'm teaching as per syllabus or not. So how to meet the challenges which Dr. Rinkesh sir had set in front of us to meet the industry gap, research gap, curriculum gap?
Exactly. Professor Sandeep, the answer is very simple. Most of the institute are going for autonomy. They are going to be a deemed university. They are going to be a private university. In that case, you have to implement the system. This program will let you know what is the processor of designing the curriculum. It is not necessary that you first immediately rush to your college and implement everything, but you should aware that these are the systems which are existed. And definitely, maybe within a short time, Siagat Institute also will go for autonomy. And as per the new Vision 2021 and educational policy, it's mandatory for the all institute for go for NAAC, NBA, and autonomy. So for that, in that sense, means it's a futuristic approach from our side. That in that sense, we should be aware of the design, development, and implementation of course curriculum. That's all. Bala sir, I request from there is one request from our side to you that if you have any colleagues who wish to confirm their admission, please tell them that maybe today or tomorrow, by maximum Monday morning, they can confirm their admission and they can join. So by Monday morning or afternoon, we will send you the first assignment. Don't feel like you are a student and I am a teacher. I am not a teacher. I am just a professor of your cadre only, but having an honest opinion and what you call work for our entire society to uplift them. So all about this. Once again, thank you very much. Any question from your side?
Can we have the recordings of this session, because of in the middle I got a lot of power fluctuation and I missed out a few points, like
Or maybe the PPT.
PPT, Dr. Rinkesh will share with me. Monday morning, we'll share the PPT. Secondly, recording is available on my this. See, our IT team is going to support us to get everything uploaded on YouTube channel. They have promised me right now also. They will upload on YouTube channel. So maybe as per your availability, you can look at it. Any other question?
The link, sir, I would like to once again, please.
We'll provide it. No problem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So with permission from all the participants, great learning we have today. Just confirm your admission. Thank you, Rinkesh. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. I will end.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you
so
much.
much.